Hi, everybody. Welcome to your intention setting training. My name is Lindsay Schroeder, and I'm a spiritual wellness, intuitive business, and mindset coach with the company R&R. And I am so excited to be here with you guys today. I support soulpreneurs in developing their intuition, reprogramming their subconscious, shifting their mindset, and all different types of tools, practices, ceremonies, services, and integrations that can support you to uplevel both your life and your businesses. Did you know what, guys? Our businesses are just a reflection of our internal realities. Setting the intention is so important, and I'm super stoked to bring you guys some really powerful reflection pieces around setting the intention so that you can make the most for not only limiting beliefs, the digital course, but for anything in the future, for anything that you're doing or launching or starting. Maybe you're applying for new jobs or going for an interview. Maybe you're going out on a first date. Maybe you want to start to set the intention for every single day or for your journaling sessions or for other types of things. But getting clear on your intentions and allowing your intentions to carry through and carry out into the world and call that which you desire to you is an extremely profound practice. So this video is going to take you guys through the process of intention setting. It's also going to give you a bunch of different tools so that you can start to pick and choose what feels good for you, what serves you, and create your own version of setting intention. So setting intention is a practice of getting clear on your desires. What do you want to see? How do you want to feel? What would you like to think? What would you like to do? What do you want to accomplish or have or be or achieve? I love to think of intention setting as planting the seeds that you want to see blossom and clearing out the weeds from your garden. So we want to get clear on what we desire and release what no longer serves us, so that we're basically like prepping and priming this completely fertile soil. We want to be watering these seeds and making sure they're getting tons of sunlight. Basically, you want to take care of this garden, and setting the intention is that first pivotal step. Doesn't matter how nicely you take care of that soil or how much sun or how much water it gets if you haven't planted the seeds. So we definitely want to make sure that we're building our own personal intention setting practice so that we can do that in the small and in the large. So it's important to set intentions for things like birthdays or New Year's. It's important to set intentions when we're doing, big launches or we're getting something out there. But I really believe it's also important to set intention for even the everyday things, like your day, like a meeting, like a journaling session, like a to-do list. All those types of things will also really benefit from intention setting. It's not relegated to just those big undertakings. You can use it across the board for everything. So we want to start to figure out what it is that we really desire. What do we intentionally want to call in? Also, what stands in the way or what blocks us that can be released? So I'm going to give you guys a bunch of different practices, and then I'll also tell you a little bit about how I set my intentions for specific things. So my first suggestion is to write out your intentions when you're setting intentions. So I'm going to use an example of a small thing and then a large thing, or an everyday thing and then a bigger undertaking thing, so that I can show you guys how to actually implement these things. So when we're writing our intentions out, for instance, if you would like to set the intention for your day, you might wake up in the morning and follow your morning practice. But maybe before you put your feet down on the ground next to your bed, or before you go from drinking coffee or doing a little morning yoga or some morning breath work into your workday, you might want to pull out your journal and set the intention for the day. You can close the eyes. You can start with conscious breath. You can put hands on the body. I love to use the heart and the second chakra. Sometimes I'll also tap on my third eye. And just settling into the body and really setting the intention for what it is that I would like to happen during that day. What are my desires? And now that can be as simple as, I want to feel grateful today, or I want to feel energized today, or I want to accomplish specific X, Y, and Z thing. Maybe you have a meeting that you want to go really well, or maybe you're going out on a first date after work. Really calling into mind what your day is going to consist of, and then writing out those specific intentions. A little tip that I would love to give you guys, when you are writing your intentions, I love to write my intentions in past tense as if they've already materialized. So for instance, here's a writing an intention as it's coming, as it's a future thing. So today is going to be an amazing day. I have a phenomenal meeting that I'm so excited to go to, and I'm looking forward to things just falling into place. I like to shift that a little bit and actually write my intentions as if they've already happened, as if it's the end of the day. And I'm talking about what an amazing aligned day I had and how I got exactly what I was looking for and everything felt so good. So that might look like this. I am so grateful and I'm so thankful that my meeting went so well. I pitched this new X, Y, and Z thing. I got amazing feedback. I got wonderful engagement. Everyone's super excited for this project, and it felt so good to speak super eloquently, to engage my audience, to get amazing feedback, and know that this project is off in the right direction. A little bit of a difference, but what that does is it helps you vibrationally match to it being here already. Anytime that we start to separate what it is that we want from what it is that we have, when we desire something, when we want something, it means we inherently don't have it. And so, especially for manifestation purposes and for becoming a vibrational match, it's really supportive for me to write things as if they've already materialized. So definitely test both of these options out and see what really works for you. Also, setting intentions by writing them down for bigger undertakings. I really love to do card pulls for my birthday. Sometimes I will do one card for the entire year or one card for every month of the next birthday year, and I will write out my intentions for each month. So in January, and then I'll write my aligned intention. In February, I'll write my aligned intention. I might also write down my intentions for the full year or for my business and for personal. So that's an example of how you can write out your intentions to get the most out of that impact and really step into that vibration. My second idea for setting your intention is to meditate on it. So say, for instance, we'll use those two examples of birthday and of in the morning for a specific day. So I'll wake up, and instead of jumping right out of bed and going to, make coffee for my partner or get the day going or even sage the space, I will just sit up in my bed. I love to place my hands open on my knees, elongate the spine, start to breathe intentionally. And even if I'm not going into a full meditation session, even if it's just to set the intention, I will really start to feel in, connect with my energy, start to relax, start to focus on being present in this moment. And so I start to witness the things that I can hear and what I'm seeing behind my eyelids and the taste in my mouth and the feeling of my body in the seated position or my hands on my knees. And I go through each and every one of my senses. So what I see, what I feel, what I hear, what I taste, what I smell, just getting centered. And then I open myself up and make sure that my hands are open on the tops of my knees. And I welcome in the day. And then I set the intention for my day. I am so grateful and I am so thankful that today was so phenomenal. And then I'll list out the specific things that happened. Oh, my lunch tasted even better than it normally does. And I had such a wonderful interaction at my morning coffee shop. And I got to do this beautiful project with one of my coworkers, and a friend of mine reached out, and I will just set all of these amazing vibrations for the day. And then I'll breathe in, suspend the breath at the top, release that with an audible sigh, align my energy, and then hold the day in my mind and hold the energy and the vibration of having a really phenomenal, really supportive day. Maybe that's abundance coming in. Maybe that's people reaching out to me and saying, oh, they can't wait to work with me. They're so excited to sign their agreement or to put their deposit down. Maybe I have someone reaching out to me saying, oh, is XYZ course still available? And I welcome in my intentions for the day. I set my intentions for the day. I plant the seeds of things that I desire to bloom throughout the day. Now I'm going to go into the example of just a quick meditation on setting the intention for potentially a new year or a birth year. So same thing, I want to witness my energy, start to breathe consciously. I really love the practice of including each and every one of my senses. So what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what I'm smelling, and what I'm tasting to help me get connected and drop into my body. And then I am so grateful and I am so thankful for whatever number year you're going into, or if you're doing this at the beginning of a new year, 2021, 2022, whatever year you're setting this for. I am so grateful and I am so thankful. Insert the time frame or insert when you're setting this intention for. That so many beautiful things materialize this year. This thing in my career and this thing in my relationships and this thing in my personal development. And I'm so happy and so fulfilled and in such beautiful alignment. I learned so many wonderful lessons. I accomplished this goal. I hit this desire, like all of these amazing things. And then sometimes I even envision planting those seeds into the ground. I envision my garden, my yearly garden. And I'm tilling the soil and I'm watering and I'm placing these seeds in. I hit this dollar amount on this launch and I serve this many aligned clients. And every client that I work with is so perfect and so aligned and is my soulmate client. And I am able to serve them and they're able to implement. Oh, it works so well. And I'll set intentions for my partner and for my romantic life and for me as a parent and me as a friend and me as a sibling. And I plant all of these seeds. And then I call in the sunshine and I water those seeds and I just set the intention for what I desire to materialize that year or for that birthday. So that's an example of how to write and how to meditate on both a quick, easy, in the moment goal and then also a larger undertaking. So for a year, for a birthday, maybe a new job that you're looking for, maybe you want to launch a business. You can also visualize them. And I highly recommend that you start to cultivate and flex your visualization muscle. So for instance, say we want to talk about a new job. When we're setting the intention for a new job, visualizing, pulling in both language and imagery so that you can start to evoke feeling is going to be a really powerful way to set your intention. So same thing, let's put our hands on our body and start to take that deep breath. Feeling the spine elongate, feeling yourself drop into the physical vessel. And then we're going to visualize. Say we're applying for new jobs. Instead of visualizing the application process, I want to jump in to the vibration where I have this aligned position. I want to start to visualize and experience that first day, that first week, that first month, that first year, that first paycheck, that first bonus, that first big project that you just absolutely crush. So I start to paint the picture in my mind. And I, again, want to pull in those different senses. So what will it sound like? And I'll just start to hear the HR person saying, Lindsay, we're so excited for you to start with us. Or could you fill out these pieces of paper? This is going to be the first step today on your first day. And then I'm going to introduce you to your manager. And then I'm going to introduce you to your team. So just take a moment to fill this out. And I'll start to visualize that, me actually filling out the paperwork and sitting in that chair and someone coming in and saying, hey, my name's so-and-so, and I'm super excited that you're here. Could I grab you a cup of coffee or get you a water? I just wanted to check in on you. And I say, thank you so much. You know what? That sounds amazing. I'm filling out my paperwork and the HR person comes back in and they walk me around to the other space in the office and I see the snack area and I see all of these excited faces waving at me or shaking my hand and introducing themselves to me. And then I start to feel what that feels like to shake someone's hand. And then I give someone a hug because it's someone that I knew outside of, this position. And we're super excited that we get to work together. So I'm hearing these things and I'm feeling these things. And then I start to paint the picture of what it is that I'm going to see, this beautiful space that I work in, or maybe this position is in a new city. So you start to envision that. Maybe you have to get a new apartment for this new position. And you start to envision that and you paint those details. Maybe you envision the outfit that you have on or the bag that you're carrying or the computer that they give you. And then I start to envision and picture and create those details of what I'm tasting. Going out to lunch on that first day, maybe going out to lunch with the CEO after 3 months of being there. And he's like, you know what, I'd love to pull you aside. Or she says, you know what, I'd love to take you out because you did such a great job on this project. And we go out and we have lunch and we're just talking. Both of us are so excited about this partnership. They see that I'm such a committed employee. They're super excited for me to move up, to partner me with a mentor. Then I want to think about what it is that I'm smelling. I walk into this new space and it's all new chairs and I can just smell the crispness, and there's coffee in the break room and everything's really nice and clean and there's no allergens, and I have a plant on my station at work, and I start to really visualize and paint this picture and use language and imagery and each and every one of my senses to become an energetic match and set the intention of what I want to feel like. So then I really want to pull those seeds that I'm planting in. So if there are certain aspects of your job that you're searching for, so maybe that's creative freedom, or maybe that's liberties, or maybe it's a certain number of people on your team or a certain space that you want to work in, start to call those in, almost like you're putting ingredients into a recipe list. You're putting together the recipe list of that exact job that you desire. And as we visualize, we're starting to feel it and we're starting to get connected to it. And as we do that, we start to become a vibrational match, and setting intention actually allows us to call in that which we desire with more efficiency. So that's my third example of a way in which you can set intention. I also really love to create altars. So my number 4 suggestion is to create an altar when you're setting an intention. So maybe this is setting an intention for, maybe you want to conceive a child. Maybe you want to create an altar for the intentions that you're setting on a new moon. Maybe you want to create an altar for intentions that you're setting around a romantic relationship that you desire to call in. Now, you can do this gently and just a little bit and with a lot of ease, or you can make this really ornate and really elaborate. It totally depends on what serves you. So you want to create a little space, and then as you start to include specific things, again, you want to do this like you're putting ingredients into a recipe. So maybe you want to put a beautiful cloth down, and maybe you want to put a little talisman or a totem that represents one of the things that you want to call in. Maybe you want to put a candle there, or maybe you put a little journal and a pen, because part of the intention that you're setting is that you want to document what's going on. Maybe you want to put a photograph there, or a crystal that has a specific vibration that helps with that intention setting. Maybe you want to take the written list that you have and put that on the altar and then adorn it with other things. Creating an altar is a fantastic way for you to set your intention or plant your seeds. In conjunction with your altar, you can also engage in a ceremony. So maybe you start to create a ceremony around the new moon. You light this specific candle, you write down the desires that you'd like to call in, you put those on your altar. Maybe you sit in front of it and you journal, or you sit in front of it and you meditate, or you pull cards and put those cards out from new moon to new moon and set the intention in that way. So 2 really powerful practices that you can make as elaborate or as simple and easy. I've seen altars that are just 1 candle and 1 coin, or it's a little piece of dried sage and a crystal. You can create an altar in the front of your journal and draw out those pieces. I have a couple clients who are absolutely amazing artists, and they create a visual altar in their journal. They open 2 pages up and they draw an altar. And then the pages after that, they write out their intentions. And so it's really easy for them to like add new things in, or cut pictures out and put that in as a collage. So let's recap all the different intention setting practices that we've gone through already. Writing them out, meditating on them, visualization, creating an altar, engaging in a ceremony. Here's a couple of other ones. Keep an intention jar. So you can write down on a slip of paper your specific intention, fold it up, and place it in your jar. Maybe you want to put a coin in there, or maybe you want to put some pink Himalayan sea salt in there. Maybe you want to put a crystal in there. Maybe you want to, put something that's representative of an achievement that you have, an intention that came to fruition. So it has that energy in the jar as well. Maybe you set an intention as you place it into the jar, and you say that anything that goes into this jar manifests as this or something better. You also can work with connecting it to the new moon. This is a great time to plant seeds. So I always recommend that you consider working with planting seeds or setting intention around the new moon. So you can decide what you would like to materialize for the coming month and set your intentions around the new moon. Then maybe you want to step outside and raise your face to the new moon and speak those intentions to the universe, or speak those intentions to the new moon. Maybe you want to have a journal that's just new moon intentions. And then on the flip side, I love to do like where you flip it over and then write from back to front and front to back, new moon in the front to back, full moon from the back to front. So new moon is a great time to plant seeds, to set intentions, and then full moon is a great time to celebrate when those seeds then bloom or when those things come to fruition. You can also keep an intention journal, one little journal that's all about setting intentions, and you can check those off or cross those out or write stars or hearts or color those in when they come to fruition. Maybe you can revisit that once a week or once a month or every day. All really, really powerful ways for you to set your intention. So when do I set intentions? I set intentions for legitimately everything because it supports my vibration, and that implementation practice really serves me. What we think about grows. So I want to focus on what it is that I desire, how I want it to go, how I want it to feel, and welcome in inspired actions because I'm planting these seeds intentionally. So I've offered you guys a wide variety of tools, and I encourage you to build your own recipe from these ingredients and the practices that I've provided. So let me talk you through a little bit of what my personal intention setting practice is. So I love to set the intention for the day every single day. And sometimes that's just when I wake up. I go to put my headphones in to do a meditation, and I set the intention both for my meditation and for the rest of my day. Sometimes it's really specific based off of client calls that I have, or if I'm live streaming or launching, or if I'm being interviewed. I'll have a specific intention around how I want each of those things to go. I might also choose a specific topic. Maybe that's social media impact, or maybe that's I want to reach out to people I haven't talked to in a while. Maybe it's a certain way that I want to feel. I want to feel really light and bright and effortless and airy today. I want to be in my divine feminine. Maybe I really want to feel like a boss and I want to just check things off my to-do list and feel so accomplished and in such vibration. Some days I want to set the intention to just be present and witness and call myself back into my physical body. But in the morning, I take a few moments to really get connected with how I'm feeling. I go over in my mind the things that I have scheduled to accomplish for today or things that I've committed to today. And then I ask myself, how would I like this to go? How would I like this to feel? What would I like this to look like? What would I like to achieve today? How would I like it to smell, to taste, to feel, to look? What would I like to hear today? And I set those intentions for my day. I also set intentions for every new client that I sign. So anytime I'm doing a customized one-on-one coaching program for people, I set intentions for that based off of their discovery call and off of their 90-minute intake so that I can set intentions for how I want this information to integrate for them, how I want to speak, how I want to hold space, what I would like to offer, how I would like them to feel. Of course, the intentions that I'm setting are not to create or force or box in a client, but it's that, maybe I want them to feel really heard, or I want them to feel really seen, or I desire for them to feel that this is a safe space and that they can share and that they can trust. So I basically put those ingredients in and set the intention for how I desire to offer my services to clients. I set intentions for anything that I'm launching, courses, programs, digital downloads, even new freebies that I put on my, say for instance, Instagram or Facebook page. I set intention for live streams, for launches, for emails. I also set intentions for things that I'm doing with my partner, or dates that I'm going on, or things that I'm doing for my child. I'll set the intention for today. I really want to make sure that I'm engaged with her. Today, I really want to make sure that we're reading or we're stimulating this. Today, I want to tell her that she's strong and she's intuitive and she's this and that, in addition to oh, you're so cute and beautiful. So I will set the intention for the smallest and the biggest things. I also set the intention for my business. So yearly, I will do an intention setting practice. And sometimes I break that down into months, quarters, or years. But I set the intention for the vibration and the way that I want to show up in the world and how I want to offer my services. I love to do a blend of meditating, and I typically bring in visualization and link in the senses in my meditation practice. I also do a lot of journaling work about purging out resistance pieces. So I'll write my intention up at the top, and then I'll write something like, what's standing in my way? What's holding me back? What's keeping me in this small space? What's asking me to shrink back? What do I need to shed? What do I need to let go of? And then I will cross those out and I will rewrite my intention. So this is my intention. These are the things that I'm clearing out. I'll actually clear those out of my physical and energetic space. And then I will let the intention bloom even further. I really, really love each of those practices. I also partner intention setting with both cacao and sound therapy. So when I am setting intention for something larger, like a birthday or a launch or the next year of my business, I will make cacao for myself. And as I'm stirring or as I'm whisking or as I'm, heating that up, I set the intention into the cacao. I speak to the cacao and offer the intention for my birthday, for this launch. And then I come back after I've made it, I put it in that cup, I hold it to my heart, I do my cacao ceremony, and I basically bring that intention into my physical body, into my energetic body, and plant that seed deep within myself with the support and the help of cacao. I also love to set the intention with sound therapy. I will play my singing bowls after setting intention. I will basically, like what I do in my journal, write that intention down. So I will speak that intention. Then I will start to play my singing bowl or play my tuning fork or play my drum, allow those vibrations to move through me. And then I ask myself and start to visualize or meditate or focus or mantra on the things that I need to clear out. What's standing in the way of that flower blooming beautifully. And the sound therapy will really help me to dissipate those things that are standing in the way. And then after I'm finished playing my instrument or bringing sound in or playing an aligned song, after I finish that, then I call in that intention again. So that process of starting with the intention, allowing things that stand in the way to be released, to let go, to shift, to transmute, and then coming back to the aligned intention is really powerful for me. So I really hope that these are a ton of wonderful suggestions for you guys. So again, let's reiterate. We can write our intentions out. We can meditate on them. We can visualize them. We can create an altar. We can engage in a ceremony. You guys could keep an intention jar or an intention journal. You could also do new moon, full moon journals by front to back and back to front. I recommend that you guys set intentions for things that happen all the time and those big undertakings. So I would love to hear from you guys about how these intention setting practices and this training in general supported you. And then for those of you who are taking the Limiting Beliefs digital course, I ask that you try at least one of these intention setting practices to set the intention for this course. So let's talk a little bit about that. Limiting Beliefs, the digital course, is really here to help you identify, process, shift, and reprogram the limiting beliefs that are keeping you from your aligned, intentional, deeply fulfilling life, business, relationships, anything that you desire to call in, that something might be standing in the way. So I really want you guys to take some time to either write it out or meditate or visualize or create an altar for the time that you're going to be a part of this digital course, or create a little ceremony, or maybe start a new journal or a new section of your journal. And I want you guys to consider this. If everything went the way that you desired, what would you like to happen from this limiting beliefs course? Is there a specific limiting belief you'd like to transmute? Are there a whole bunch of them? Is there a way you'd like to feel? Is there something in particular you'd like to accomplish? Do you want to start working on a career limiting belief? And do you want to call in your first paid client? Do you want to hit a certain dollar amount? Are you looking for a new job? Is it the way you'd like to feel? So I encourage you to take some time and utilize one or many of these tools to set the intention for Limiting Beliefs, the digital course. How do you want it to go? How do you want to feel? How do you want to do this work? Are you going to be doing it once a week? Are you going to be doing it when it comes out? Are you starting on a certain date? Are you looking for limiting beliefs? Do you already have limiting beliefs that you want to work on? And really take some time to think about everything that's going to get covered in this course. Identifying your limiting beliefs, processing your limiting beliefs, seeing where they come from, seeing, what inspired that, what created that, shifting your limiting beliefs, reprogramming your limiting beliefs. How do you desire for this course to go? What type of impact and effect on your life, on your business, on your relationships would you like this course to support? And then I want you guys to write that out or visualize it or meditate on it or create an altar or start a new journal or a different part of your journal. And I would really, really love if you guys are open to it, if you send me your intentions directly, or if you feel comfortable publicizing them, speaking them out into the universe. We should start a thread in the private hour in our Facebook group all about Limiting Beliefs, the digital course, intention setting. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. I cannot wait to dive into this amazing, powerful digital course with you guys. So please feel free to drop some comments into the group or send me a direct message on Instagram, on Facebook, or to my email, which is ourandr@gmail.com. OURANDARE@gmail.com. For any of those of you who will send me your intentions, publicize your intentions, put them in the group, I would love to hold space for those. I would love to add some vibration, add some support, and put that out into the universe. When someone else witnesses it, sees it, believes in it, and feels it, it helps to make it more impactful. It helps to elevate that vibration and call it in for you. So definitely feel free to share those with me. I would love to hear them, and I would love to support you guys. Thank you so much for joining for your intention setting training. I cannot wait to dive into this digital course with each and every one of you guys.